Good morning, everyone. How are you? How are you? Nice to see you. What's going on? It's Thursday, just fresh off filming some more content, which will be coming out very, very soon. That'll be out in probably in 2 or 3 days' time. Got a client in a little over 15 minutes, so I thought I'd do a little impromptu live. Bring the camera a bit closer. Hopefully you can see a little bit clearer. Felt like I might have been having it a little bit too far away. So we thought I'd hit a few. Loosen up the day with a few shots. Hope you are well. Going to be doing a live tomorrow from the range, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing a bit of putting in preparation for next week, playing a Pro-Am next Wednesday at Hankley Common, which will be fun. Just brushing a few out here. Thanks for tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. Always love to hear where you're tuning in from. So give us let me know. Chat is up and running. Top left-hand corner is my latest video. Go and check that out. You can't click the link, but you can search out the thumbnail. Got one coming out later today on Club Path, fixing that over the top move. If you're not a member of my WhatsApp chat, make sure you head over and find that. You'll find the link in the description of this video, this live. Working on my slow backswing still, for those of you that have following my progress. Starting to feel a little bit more normal. Never easy. Never easy. They seem to be going straight, which is nice. Just a 7-iron here. All is good. Who have we got on? Ray, how do you hit in lower shots from 100 yards and in? How do you hit lower shots? Lower shots are all about angle of attack, Ray. So this box on the bottom left-hand corner, that's the angle of attack box. Let me bring up the dynamic loft for you as well. Great question, by the way. So let's just change a couple of boxes here. So we're going to change the angle of attack box, and then we're going to get some dynamic loft down there as well. Now, a few things affect flight. A closed face to path. So if you have a closed face to path, you will affect the dynamic loft. So I've got myself a 50-degree wedge here. That for me goes about 135. So we can make the dynamic loft lower by making the face to path more hook. So I've made a face to path value, didn't get it. Let's go again, Ray. So by making your face to path more closed, 7 degrees, it will drag the loft down. If I now try and hit down at 6, and make the face to path value 0. How did I do? So you can see that my angle of attack was 3 degrees different, went from 6 to 3, but my dynamic loft was 6 degrees different. So you can see that not only angle of attack has an impact on flight, height, but also face to path does as well. So you've got two ways of making this ball go lower. One, coming in with a more closed club face, but to do that, you're going to need to make sure your path goes a bit more out to the right. And then the angle of attack. So two things that you can do to make this ball come out lower and more forwards is get the ball. Again, I wouldn't really change the ball position. I would just start to feel like you can get the club face looking at the ball a little bit longer as you take the club face away. So as you take the club face away, keep the face looking at the ball so it'll feel like it's turning the face down a touch. And then what you want to try to do is you want to try to then feel like you can accelerate your right side a bit more, which will give the grip more speed and make the head trail more. And when you do those two things, what you'll end up with, so there's the club face looking at the ball a little bit more, and then I'm going to make my right side come through a little bit faster. Then what you'll do is you'll start to get that ball lower and more forward. So you can see my angle of attack has gone to 7.6 down, face to path a little bit closed, but can you see the dynamic loft has come down at 32 degrees? So much lower flight and more pushed forwards. Let's have a little look, see how far that one's gone. There you go. Bang on 100. I thank you. Bunker play also, please. Yeah, difficult to do a bunker play on a mat, but I will cover that tomorrow, hopefully. Doug, hi Stu. Do you have any tips for playing in the wind? Do you change mindset? Well, I think playing in the wind is a really good question. And I think people, and it's a great way to practice as well. Let's say, let me just get rid of some numbers here. Let me take the dynamic loft away. Let's get my usual 4 up. Let's get total instead of carry. Love to hear if you guys and girls out there are using TrackMan, do you bring up the 4 boxes that I always have? Have you found that useful for your game? So if you're playing into the wind, and let's hit a full 6 iron here, and so that's a full 6 iron. I'm not particularly warmed up. What's that? So it's a 190 carry. 3 degrees down, 1 from the inside, 1.5 closed. If that's my 6 iron, what I'm now going to do is practice hitting this 6 iron 20 yards shorter. So I'm going to practice hitting it 170. And so what I need to do for that is make everything happen slower, which is a lot harder skill. That was a poor strike, that one. And there's a reason for this in a moment, is that we're so used to playing shots at full speed. There we go, there's that 160 shot. We're so used to playing shots at full speed that when we come to a wind situation, we are so blinded by the fact, playing into the wind, drop the ball back, and all this nonsense. If you simply got used to playing shots at 60%, you'd have a situation where you could just play more club softer and make it go the same distance. So if you're playing at 160 in that, if you're playing 160 yards and you've got 20 yards of wind, I know that my 6 iron goes 180. So what I'd want to do is I'd want to play a club that takes 20%, I could take 20% off of a golf club that makes it go 160. So I get practice on hitting shots softer with more club. Because you hit a shot softer with more club, the spin rate comes down, the ball goes more forwards and the flight comes down. Because as you hit a ball harder, you create more spin, more flight, more launch. Well, if you get used to hitting a more club softer, you'll bring the launch down and you'll reduce the spin and the ball will go further. So my advice is to practice hitting more club softer. And then you'll start to feel like you've got a shot into the wind rather than having to drop the ball back, pinch it and all that kind of stuff. So that would be a better way of playing into the wind. Hopefully that makes sense. Rolly, I have changed my grip to your setup. It feels strange, but my shot's at least resulting in a straighter path. Thank you. You're welcome. And there is a massive video going out on that today. I get a little amped up. Sorry about that. Miggins comes out as well. So stay tuned for that. I've only got a few minutes left before my client turns up. So I might be back a bit later. That was a shocking shot, that one. That was nice. That wasn't. All right, let's see if I can get a 200-yard carry 6-iron. Not on that strike, I won't. Bit high still. They go fairly straight, don't they? There you go. That's my best chance at making it go 200. No, 191. Fail. Okay, chaps and chapesses, I'm off to go coach. You have a wonderful day. Hope you've enjoyed that little impromptu. And Barney's asleep. See you all soon.